This video is part 2 of my beginner's guide to making edits to your brand's Wikipedia page in the right way. So if you haven't seen part 1, go back and check that out first. This video will focus on the practical steps that you'll need to take on Wikipedia to be able to establish your account, disclose, and then make requests to seek updates to your brand's page. Let's dive in. The first thing that you'll need to do when you're ready to actually start making your requests on Wikipedia is to go and create a Wikipedia user account. So on the main page of Wikipedia or wherever you are that you're browsing, you should see a link up at the top right that says create account. And when you click on through, you'll see this page right here, which has all of the form that you need to fill in to set up your Wikipedia user account. For the username, you should not make it be your company name or a name like marketing department at company or marketing team 1 or something like that. It should be really specific to one person. I usually recommend you just use your own name and maybe the company name as well, just to sort of clarify that that's who you're there on behalf of. So, the simpler you can keep it, the better. If you have a very unusual name and you prefer to keep things a little bit more private, a little bit more anonymous, you could use your initials, and that would work perfectly well too. So for my example today, as I walk you through this, I'm going to be using Cafe Nero. So my suggested username for a Cafe Nero person might be something like Cafe Nero Martha. So Martha would make that her username, enter a password, confirm that password. And I always recommend that you put in your email address. The email address is not visible anywhere on Wikipedia. It's not visible to editors at all. It's just there so that you can get back into your account if you get locked out. And it also helps with setting up notifications and things like that. And then there's always a captcha, and then you can click create your account. And once you've created your account, instead of seeing that little create account link up at the top right, you should see your username instead. And what you should do is click through to that username, and then you'd see a user page that would have your username here at the top, and then there would be maybe a welcome page here, and then a user page that you could create. Now, because we have not actually set up this account, because I'm not actually going to create one for Cafe Nero, there is no real Cafe Nero Martha. This is just to kind of show you what it would look like. But you'd usually see a link here that would say, if you want to create the page, click here. So you do that. And what do you want to put on that page? What you want to add to that page when you click create and you see the edit box is you want to add in a quick disclosure that you are working on behalf of that company. And there is actually a template that you can use to be able to do that. And that is this template paid. So this is one to bookmark, and you can prepare it in advance, or you can just go to it once you're ready. And you'll see that there's various forms of this template that you can use depending on your circumstances. If you're just there on behalf of your employer, this one at the top works perfectly well, and you just put in the employer's name here instead of Acme. It would be Cafe Nero. If you were there and on behalf of that employer and they had multiple articles, but you're only going to work on one, you might put in the name of the article. I think as long as you're making it clear who your employer is and that's why you're there, that one works perfectly well. If you are there on behalf of a client for your employer, then you'd need to use this template, which adds in a little bit more information. So once you've done that, added that to your user page, your next step is, having already prepared your sources and what you want to update, it's actually create that request to ask editors for help. And there's a couple of different ways of doing that. If you want to keep things nice and simple for yourself and not sure how to navigate Wikipedia so well, I recommend using this page. This is the edit request wizard, and this will help you to make your request by giving you these quick links to actually go ahead and submit a correction. And really all this does is create the talk page section for you that you can then put your details into. You have to put in the exact article title that you want to make the correction for. So I always recommend that you copy and paste that from the top of the Wikipedia page so that you get the exact right one. And then once you put it in, you can just click on this button here, and it will then create this section for you. So you'll have this box where you can put in the subject of your request, and then this big box where you can put in the details of what you want to update. So for example, for Cafe Nero, we might want to update the number of employees. So maybe it would be request to update number of employees. And then in this part, you would provide details of your, first of all, your disclosure that you work on behalf of Cafe Nero. Then you would provide the details of what it is that you want to update, along with a link to the source. And then you would sign off at the end with 4 tildes, like this. And when you're ready and you think that you've got everything in, you can use this show preview button to check that you've got the details right. And then you just hit the publish changes button when you're ready. Another way of doing this is to just go directly to the Wikipedia article itself and go to the talk page. So you can find behind the article page, here's the talk page. So you just click on that. And then you can use this handy button here to add topic. And that does the same thing. It sets you up with the subject line and the description box into which you can put all the details of your request. And unlike preparing it through the request edit tool, it will automatically add your signature to the end when you're using the add topic button. When you're putting together those requests, there's some formatting that you might want to use. I recommend the MediaWiki formatting page. You can find it just by searching up MediaWiki formatting cheat sheet. And then this gives you a lot of details of different wiki formatting that you can use and what it looks like when you're putting it on the page. And this just helps you with putting together something that's nice and clear. And you can play around with this, make it however you like to help make it nice and clear. And if you're wondering, well, how do I include my citations? Obviously, it would be ideal to provide them as fully formatted citations. But if you're struggling with that and just want to give the links, you could just do a link instead. And there is a guide of how you can do links as well. So if you need help with putting the links together, you can go to this MediaWiki help links page. Okay, well, I know that this is a rundown very, very quickly of how to make those requests, but this hopefully should at least give you a starting point and somewhere to go when you're trying to put together those first requests.